I hereby summon all my imps. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. We're going to be going over the Warlock cards, which is the next 10 card set for us alphabetically. As always, remember, do not do anything based on my suggestions. I often do not read right, and I often am wrong. With that being said, I am going to be moving on to the 10th best card in here, which is also the worst card for Warlock in this particular set, which for us is going to be the Vile Library. Vile Library is a card that says it's the 2-mana location card for Warlock that says give it every minion +1/+1. I am doing card reviews. For the set that just came out, I'm going through each and every class and doing the card reviews for them. I thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm doing card reviews for every single class. I'm doing them 10 to 1. I'm currently on Warlock. You can catch all the rest of these on YouTube, which will be going up later today. So number 10 for us is the Vile Library, and Vile Library is the 2-mana Warlock location that says give a friendly minion +1/+1, repeat for each imp you control. The problem with this is, and problem might not be the right word to use on this, but the issue with this one is just simply the fact that you need imps in order for this to be useful. So that's where this is coming from, is this needs imps to be useful. If you don't have imps, you don't have a lot to do with this particular card. And that's where this falls into the issue, is if you don't have the imps, you don't have the ability to use this that well. And I don't know if you're going to have imps on the board to help with this. And because of that fact, that's why this one ends up being so low on the list, is just the fact that no imps means no buff. And if you don't get the buff, it's not worth throwing this card into your hand. Imps are something that sometimes exist, sometimes don't. That's why I wish this was demons and not imps. Because if it was demons and not imps, that'd be fine. Because demons always exist, but there's not a ton of imps that exist right now. There are some interesting ones that are going to be considered imps. They've already revealed that. But I don't know where this is going in the future. Number 9 for us is going to be the Tome Tampering. Tome Tampering is the 3-mana Warlock spell that shuffles 1-cost copies of cards in your hand into your deck and then discards your hand. Warlock, there's not enough disco in here, even with the stuff that's coming out for disco right now. You want big things to be discounted. Yeah, Warlock can draw cards, and there's going to be times where you're okay just looking at your hand saying, I don't like this hand, and I want this all to be one down the road, but that's a long way for that to happen. When that happens, if that happens. Number 8 for us is going to be the Shadowborn. Shadowborn is a 3-mana 3/4 with Death Rattle. Reduce the cost of your highest cost shadow spell in your hand by 3. It's a 3-mana 3/3 beast, which is weird to be putting into the Warlock deck. It's not an imp, it's not a demon, it's a beast. Warlocks don't have a lot of beast synergy running in with them. This was not the set that gave them any beast synergy. You need to have a shadow spell in your hand. You need this to die. You would want it to be kind of high, although even a 3 would be fine, because that means that a 3 is costing for 0. But a lot of times you got to be careful that it doesn't go below 1, so you can get the double effect off of it. So that's what you have to be cautious of on this particular one is that it doesn't go below 1, so you can actually get the double effect on it. Next up for us is number 7. Number 7 is a frustrated librarian. This is the Flustered Librarian, which is the 1 mana 1/3 that has +1 attack for each imp you control. It's a 1 mana 1/3, those always see play. The imps being out is a plus side. There's going to be times where you can get 2 imps next turn, and that's going to be fine. And it's going to hit for 3. 1 mana 1/3s always see play in some way, shape, or form. And the imps are kind of just a plus side on this, so it's not bad. Next up for us, we're starting to get into some of the better cards. So this is the 6 for us, which is the Impending Catastrophe. Impending Catastrophe is the 2 mana Warlock spell that says, draw a card, repeat for each imp you control. 2 mana to draw 1 just on a base is fair. You have any imp, you're drawing 2. If you can somehow manage even 2 imps on the board, you're drawing 3. This has the possibility to draw 8 cards, which would be one of the most ridiculous draw engines in Warlock. If you are going for imp lock, you're going to play this card. Even, again, 2 is fine. 2 mana draw 2 would be fine. You're sometimes playing 2 mana just to draw 1, and it draws 1 by itself. 1 extra imp on the board. You're happy with this. Next up for us is going to be number 5. So we're up to halfway through, which is the Shadow Waltz. Shadow Waltz is a 5 mana Warlock spell that has summon a 3/5 Shadow with Taunt. If a minion died this turn, summon another. You're only playing this on turns where a minion dies, so you're coming 2 3/5s for 5. That's good stats. It's a shadow spell. Shadow spells are still in effect. You can use it to copy some of the shadow spells that you're already not some of the shadow spells are already spreading, but if you have shadow copy spells, which you can do with the Warlock Legendary from Forged in the Barrens, this is going to be fine to be playing for 6. 6 to summon 4 3/5s with Taunt is going to be a hard thing to get through. Only issue I have with them, and again, this is more my issue than anything else, are not imps and they're not demons, so they really have no synergy on them for any of your other stuff in the deck right now. Number 4 for us is going to be the Suffocating Shadow. Suffocating Shadow is a 3 mana shadow spell that has, when you play or discard this, destroy a random enemy minion. 3 mana to destroy any minion on the board. Even if it's at random, it's going to be fine. There's going to be times where this is going to be better than a lot of other spells because the minion you want to destroy is stealth. And this will get rid of it because this doesn't target it directly. It just says kill something on the board. Shadow spells still see tons of play with Warlock, and there's this shadow synergy going on with Warlock still. This card is fine to play straight out of your hand on 3, you don't care, and if for whatever reason you have to discard a lock, discard a card, this is the card you're hoping for so you can get some benefit off of discarding. I'm just not sure if this card alone is enough to make Discard Lock come back. Every time they try to bring Disco Lock back, they have pieces of it, but the pieces don't add up to enough for it to work. You basically would almost have to have everything in this set have Disco synergy for Discard Warlock to come back. And I don't think they'll get something in the mini set that's going to be discard related. Next up for us is our bronze. The bronze for us is Lady Darkbane. Lady Darkbane is the 5 mana 3/6 that summons 2/1 shades that gain the death rattle to cast the last shadow spell you cast when they die. So there's a lot of good shadow spells. If I remember correctly, the curses are all considered shadows. I have to look and see if the curses are considered shadows. But that's really interesting. That's really good to play. To have those come out. Let me just check something here real quick while I'm doing this live. Let me see if the curses are considered shadow or fire. I believe they're shadow. They might be fire. So let me just quickly look. Hang on one second. Yeah, the curses are considered shadow for all of them. So this means that every single, if you played one of the curses before, this is going to help out Curse Warlock a lot. You play the curses, you have this come down, your 2 minions die, that's 2 more curses that get thrown on them. That's going to help out their fatigue, that's going to help out a lot of stuff on Curse Warlock, and you're going to be happy to see that come through. Next up for us is going to be the silver medal for us, which is going to be the mischievous imp. Mischievous imp is battle cry. Summon a copy of this minion. Infuse 3, summon 2 copies instead. So it's a 4 mana 6/6 on base. If you can have 3 things die before this comes along, you get a 4 mana 9/9. That's good. You get any kind of hand buff on this, and you're going to be happy because it summons an exact copy of this, so imps are good. And having imps come out are going to be fine. This is a really good imp. And so it's going to help out with a lot of stuff for your imp synergies, because you drop this on 4, and if you've infused, that's 3 imps right then and there. And it's 9/9 and stats for 4. Nothing wrong with 9/9 and stats for 4. And getting 3 things to die before turn 4 is not unheard of for Warlock. Number 1 for us, so the best card in this is no surprise. It's going to be the Imp King Rafam. Imp King Rafam is a 6 mana 6/6 that resurrects 4 friendly imps, and infuse gives them +5/+5. If you had this in your opening hand, 4 imps are going to die before you ever turn 6 comes along. If you're playing this, you're playing imps. If you get back the imps that are some of the better imps, like the one that we just talked about, the mischievous imp, which is 3 by itself, by the way. This is going to give those 3 imps +2/+2, so those are going to be 5/5 imps that come out. You're going to have 5 creatures enter the field when this comes down. Having 5 creatures enter the field on turn 6 is going to be really hard to deal with, and you're going to have your opponent really wipe your board on 6, and this is a good rebound card for 6. Alright, those are the 10 for Warlock. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to do the last 10 here in just a second. And as always, remember, thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember, play for fun.